sometimes to get those tough concepts across, you need to bring it to them in a different way so that they're not intimidated by it, so that it is fun. I think it's kind of tricking them into learning. They think they're having fun, and they are having fun, but it's actually, they're learning much more than what they realize. And it gets them up and moving and physically active, and it just connects them to the material in a completely different way. One of the things that we do is called eyeball tag. It's one of my kids' favorite things to do. You have to have single chairs for that, and it's a kind of a version of musical chairs. One chair for every student except one, and that person will be in the middle. And the whole idea is that, say you and I would want to switch seats. Well, we can't signal each other and we can't talk to each other, so we have to just, get your attention just through eye contact, okay? And once we make the deal that as soon as my back is kind of turned a little bit, we're going to switch chairs. Now, the trick is to get to the next chair without it being taken by the person who's in the middle, okay? And everyone gets a chance. And what I've used that to do is, for example, in William Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream, we talk about communication and all the various ways that people communicate with each other, and how it's not always just verbal or what we actually say that gets communicated. It's the way we look at each other. It's the way our bodies turn toward each other. It's that nonverbal communication that tends to be the most powerful. A lot of the more struggling readers, those that are a bit more challenging when it comes to reaching them, they were engaged. They were talking about the characters. They were talking about the themes of the stories. They were applying it to their own lives. They were applying it to the classroom activity. And they were able to speak from the characters' points of view. And they didn't realize they were doing that, but that's what I saw. Those that would tend to kind of dig in their heels and not want to do their work were actively engaged, and the discipline problems in class went down to almost zero. It takes a lot of planning in order to get this to really work well. I usually try to do TPTs, or total participation techniques, at least 3 times a week, so the kids know that we're going to have fun. And all they wait for is, let's play. There is a book out there called Total Participation Techniques, and they deal with your typical thumbs up, thumbs down, think, pair, share, red light, green light, those kind of things. I take those and I take resources from other books and I kind of smush them all together. We have 47-minute classes, so I try to do transitions every 15 minutes or so that we're constantly changing things up. What I found with the TPTs is that kids really look forward to that, and they know that, okay, we might be doing something that's a little bit more traditional. Maybe I'm having to write an essay, or maybe I'm having to take notes, but I know that following it up will be something fun. So they're willing to engage in the not so entertaining things because they know that the entertaining things are coming. Initially, you usually have some kids who try to, I don't want to do this is stupid. I'm like, all right, we'll find something else for you to do, and they'll take my role, and I'll take their spot in the classroom. So I get out there and I play with the kids. And usually if a student steps out and doesn't agree to participate in one activity, they usually step into the next one because they see that it's actually fun and it's not your typical thing. If you're going to use a strategy, it is something that's not going to be traditional at all. And you have to be willing to let your classroom get loud. You have to be willing to move furniture. You have to be willing to have fun yourself and get involved and laugh and joke and have a great time. If you're not genuine about this, the kids will know that, and they're not going to buy into it. This is definitely something that works all the way across the board. I have yet to meet a student who doesn't want to have fun in the classroom.